So apparently the Yeagerists is making the strongest pirate crew, or he made the strongest pirate crew. But yeah, I built the strongest pirate crew by Yeagerists, like I just said. Let's check it out.
Today, I'm building
I
the
wonder if I can make a
strongest
better crew,
pirate
to be
crew in
honest.
One
Let's
Piece.
see.
I'll go through every role on the
Let's
ship
see,
and pick
let's see,
the
let's
best
see.
possible character for that role. And at the very end of the video, we'll be left with the most overpowered crew you've ever seen. The first member every crew needs is, of course, a ship, as you can't really be a pirate without one. Obviously, Roger and the Emperors have the strongest ships in the series, except for Kaido, who apparently doesn't even have a ship. Now, while we don't know of which material most of the Emperor's ships were built of,
That was the biggest spoil of all time. Kyle doesn't have a ship? That can't be right. Because I'm in Whole Cake Island right now. And back in, what was the arc called? The arc right before, Zao. That was his ship, right? Because it had like the whole skull on it. Like the Onigashima logo. So how was it not his... I don't know.
we do know that Roger's ship,
It's
Oro
frozen
Jackson,
solid.
is
I can't
made out
drink
of
it.
wood from tree Adam, a rare tree considered to be the most durable in the entire world. This alone makes Oro Jackson a good contender for the best ship in One Piece, but there's actually two more ships that we need to consider first. For
Sunny?
example, Big Mom's ship, Queen Mama Chanter, is a giant ship
my
with
goodness.
many cool features.
I forgot that it completely dwarfs the Sunny, and the Sunny is like an amazing ship, but this is just smaller. I think I still rather have the Sunny because it could probably fit in more things. It's like a not too much of a bad size, but this is just way too big, to be
But
honest.
it has one problem. This ship is heavily reliant on Big Mom's abilities, so if she isn't there to power it, it would instantly become much weaker or maybe even stop working altogether. And the final ship we need to consider is everyone's favorite, Thousand Sunny. As you already know, this is the Straw Hat ship, and it's also made from Tree Adam's wood,
knows.
same as Oro Jackson. However, besides that, it also has some really cool additions, like for example, Coup the Burst,
Ink and
which
Fly.
lets the ship jump away from danger.
And it also has the submarine. It also has, I think, like a laser on it. The Sunny's OP, to be honest.
So
If
between the
Christopher Columbus had that ship, imagine. Yeah.
Oro Jackson and the Thousand Sunny, I think the Thousand Sunny takes the crown as the strongest ship in One Piece, simply because it's one of the most technologically advanced ships in the series and was created by Iceberg and Frankie, who are both legendary shipwrights. Now that we have a ship, we can start assembling our
Straw
overpowered
Hats are
crew, which will
overpowered.
consist of 11
Like, they
members
really
in
are.
total. And for starters, we need someone to pilot the ship. Believe it or not, there's only 4 known helmsmen in the entire series,
What's
so
a
our
helmsman?
options for this role are pretty limited. First, we have Hakugan, the helmsman of the Heart Pirates, and same as the majority of this crew, he's a complete weakling and wouldn't contribute to our crew in any way. Next is Jesus Burgess, the helmsman
Wait, Jesus Burgers can drive a ship? I didn't know he could. I had no idea.
of the Blackbeard Pirates. He used to be quite weak on Dressrosa, but has since then obtained the Riki Riki no Mi, which granted him inhuman strength. He can now casually pick up mountains and smash the subscribe button harder than anyone else.
I agree. If you're just like Jesus Burgers, you can smash that subscribe button. So go ahead, subscribe. Thank you. Oh, I had a brain freeze. I'll edit that part out. Ooh.
You
That
probably
hurt.
can't smash it as hard as him, but you're free to try to. Thanks.
No.
Anyway, despite this, there's still 2 more
Everybody watching
contenders
this is
for
much
this
stronger than
position who are
Jesus
likely
Burgers.
even stronger than Burgess. The first one is Jinbei, the helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates. Recently, during the Wano arc, Jinbei showed us just how powerful his fisherman karate can be, which caused his bounty to rise to over 1 billion berries.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it would be pretty much impossible to guess who's stronger between Jinbei and Burgess, as we know very little about Burgess's actual
He lost to Sabo in Dressrosa. You think he's gonna beat Jinbei? I know he got like oh my goodness, a devil fruit, but there's no way that's even possible. Let's be real.
strength, so I guess it's a good thing that we don't actually have to rank them, since the final One Piece helmsman is so much stronger than both of them. You may consider this cheating, but Shiki of the Golden Lions Pirates is
Okay,
listed
he's not even canon. Well, he is canon, but he's not canon. You know what I mean? It's almost like Ashura and Indra from Naruto. They're canon, but they're not canon. You know what I mean? What? No, you can't use him. That's
to
cap.
be both captain and helmsman of his crew, so I guess it's fair. Shiki was one of Roger's greatest rivals, who commanded the biggest fleet on the seas, and after Roger was captured, he went to Marineford and fought against both Garp and Sengoku at the same time.
The same time?
It's pretty obvious that Shiki is the strongest helmsman in the story, but there's still 10 roles on the ship left that are much more important than this one. For example, when times get rough and someone falls ill, a doctor is necessary to make sure everything is fine, and we have a few talented doctors to choose from. Firstly, we of course have to mention the Straw Hat's Dr. Chopper, who's aiming to become the best doctor in the world. Now, although his medical skills and knowledge are among the best in the series, in terms of strength, Chopper is significantly weaker than some of the other doctors we can.
I'm tripping. I just forgot that Law's a doctor. His first name is named the heart doctor or the heart surgeon. So yeah, you have to pick Law. I forgot all about that.
Choose from. Another potential candidate is Doc Q, who's gotta be super strong due to all the overpowered devil fruits Blackbeard pirates stole. But considering we know nothing specific about him and his powers, Doc Q gets a pass for now. This only leaves us with two possible candidates,
Pick Law
and Marco.
Do not, if you say Marco, I'm a #1 Marco hater. That nasty, he has the Jinxie fade right now. Do not say Marco. It has to be Law. Law is much stronger than Marco. He fought against Kaido. What has is Pineapple done? Nothing. Facts.
Marco has decades of fighting experience and has been on Whitebeard's crew since he was a kid. He's shown us time and time how strong he is, fighting admirals on Marineford, making a complete joke out of King and Queen, and even briefly overwhelming Big Mom. Law, on the other hand, is one of the strongest members of the Worst Generation and has played a big part in taking down the previous two emperors. I think a lot of fans would agree that Marco is a bit stronger between the two. However, Law has one thing going for him, his devil fruit, Obe Obe no Mi. With it, Law can perform miraculous surgeries and can save people from pretty much any injury.
Hey, it's We'll Buy Your Car time at AutoNation. Get top dollar right now. Visit AutoNation.com or see us for an easy appraisal. Get a check on the spot or get paid the same day with Zelle. Don't wait. The time to sell your car to AutoNation is now.
Yeah. I don't doubt Marco is also
insane.
an incredible doctor, but he can't hope to compete with Law here, which means that the official doctor for our crew will be Trafalgar D. Law. And although doctor is a really important role, this next one is possibly the most important one, as without it, the crew could never find the One Piece.
The captain?
The archaeologist. The job of
Okay. You have to say Robin. If you don't say Robin, Yeagerists, you're a fraud. And hey, actually, you won't be a fraud, but you'll be on fraud watch. So you better say Robin. Because there's nobody else that can do it like her. Because she knows like about the O'Hara stuff. So yeah.
Archaeologist is to decipher the poneglyphs and find the location of Laughtail. And due to how hard this is, we're very limited in our choices since only a few pirates in the entire show can do this. One of them is Clover, who was revealed to be a pirate before becoming a scholar on O'Hara, but he's super weak, so we'll have to look for someone else. Another one is Charlotte Pudding, who should be able to read the poneglyphs when she awakens her third eye, if she awakens it, but until that happens, there's a couple more better candidates. Of course, one of them is Nico Robin, who can both read the poneglyphs and is also a capable fighter due to her incredible devil fruit. But although she's a good candidate, there's one person who's just better at this role in every single way, Kozuki Odin.
What did I do? Odin? You know he can't read no poneglyphs. He's only known for getting kicked through multiple trees by, I think it was from Roger. My man is on fraud watch. As a historian, an archipelago, is what I just said? Yeah, a historian, an archipelago, and a fighter. I'd rather have Robin, and because Robin's a female. Okay.
Odin's insane power in hockey left a permanent wound on Kaido, and even surprised both Whitebeard and Roger. It's also a plus that he already successfully led the Roger Pirates to Laughtail once, so he's without a doubt the best character for this position. However, adding Odin to the crew creates a small problem. All members are now close-quarter fighters, so in order to balance it out a bit, we need to recruit a sniper next. Choosing the best sniper will...
Best sniper. Who has a gun? I just gotta choke my spine. I'm sorry if I started you real quick. Rip. I can't even speak. But I would say Benny Buckingham. Ben Beckingham? Yeah, him. Easily.
will be hard.
He has a
But
gun.
thankfully, there's
Or
tons of skilled
Yasop.
snipers to choose from. There's some obvious ones like Yasop and Usopp, father and son who are both excellent snipers, or Charlotte Paraspetto, Big Mom's eldest son who can use his Devil Fruit ability to create sharp candy arrows. However, many people also forget how good of a marksman Izo is. He was one of Whitebeard Pirate's strongest members and played a big role in freeing Wano. And of course, we have to mention Blackbeard Pirate's Van Augur,
Where's Ben
who showed us
Beckingham?
how good of a sniper he is
Or
when we
Ben
first met him
Buckman.
all the way back on Jaya.
What's his name?
There, he shot down some birds from at least 10 kilometers away. Since
That's not
then, he
impressive.
probably got much stronger.
Yo, bro, if you give me a rifle, even I could do that. 10 kilometers? That's like... That's like 10 miles. That's not that bad. Because even like the American sniper, Chris something, he did more than that. So that's not even that bad.
well due to the Devil Fruit he ate, Wapu Wapu no Mi, which lets him teleport wherever he wants. So out of all the snipers we just mentioned, the two who stand out the most are Yasop and Van Augur. Now, I just talked about how insane Van Augur is,
Dude, his
however,
head's
I
cra-
think that Yasop might act
What did he just say? Wait, whoa.
Yasop and Van Augur. Now, I just talked about how insane Van Augur is, however, I think that Yasop might actually be better than him for one simple reason. He's almost double Van Augur's age, which means he's much more combat experienced, and just the fact that he's one of
That
the main
doesn't really
officers
mean
of the
much.
Red Hair Pirates should be enough to grant him a place
But,
in our
hey,
crew.
I'll
And you
support
can't
him.
have a functional crew without someone to fix the ship when it
Okay,
gets damaged.
I know I've been saying it should be like the Straw Hats for every single category, but this for sure, it should be Frankie. There is no way it's not Frankie. He has the stuff for Pluton. He also is a really like the best shipwright in the world, so there's no way you don't pick Frankie. Personally, I wouldn't pick Frankie because I don't like him like that. I'd rather have Usopp repair my ship than Frankie. But I'd give him his props, so it has to be Frankie.
Damaged, which means we need the shipwright next.
He
Now,
built
this
the
might come
Sunny.
as a surprise to you, but shipwright is actually not a standard position on the ship apparently, as only a couple of crews have one. For example, the crew with the most shipwrights are actually the Foxy Pirates. But come on, let's be real here. Do you seriously remember any of these guys?
Yes?
Yeah,
Why are you
didn't think
hating?
so. Some of the other candidates for the
Whoa.
best shipwright are Nagire Yainu, the shipwright of the Black Cat Pirates, and Kaneshiro, the shipwright of the Arlong Pirates. And yeah, both of these don't sound like a good option either. There's also Stanson, a giant from the auction house on Salbody, who after getting back to Elbaf, joined the new giant warrior pirates as a shipwright. And even though a giant shipwright would be a pretty cool choice for our crew, there's actually one more shipwright who's much more fitting for the role.
Frankie.
Of course, I'm talking about everyone's favorite shipwright, Frankie. Besides being an excellent shipwright, Frankie's also a really powerful fighter due to his cyborg body and weapons.
Really powerful. Come on, Yeagerists. Listen, he's hockeyless. So is he really powerful? I do not think so.
And even though
Not
it doesn't
hating.
mean much, I have to give Frankie some credit for blowing a giant hole through Saint Saturn, which is pretty badass if you ask
Who?
me. Okay, this crew's already pretty amazing,
You
but an
blew a hole
amazing
through a
crew like this
planet? How's
also
that
deserves
possible?
an amazing cook to keep them all satisfied. However, it can't
Okay. I know you guys are gonna say, Malik, stop saying Straw Hats. It has to be Sanji.
just be any cook,
No other
because
way.
they also have to be powerful enough to be accepted on the ship with these
Sanji's the
beasts.
strongest
So is
cook
there
of all
anyone
time.
that would fit the role? For example, the one possible candidate is Strusen, the cook of the Big Mom Pirates. He's surely a really skilled cook. Because he was
Okay,
able to
bro.
guide a team of chefs to craft an immensely complicated wedding cake, and was also strong enough to withstand a burst of Big Mom's Conqueror's hockey. However, a much better cook than him is obviously Sanji. He can
Easily
make a delicious
Sanji.
meal out of any ingredient, and is also crazy strong. Especially after
Sanji's
awakening his
stock's
German
going
abilities,
crazy.
this gave him enough power to defeat Queen, and just recently he was shown to
Oh.
be completely unaffected by S-Shark's attack.
I put a hole in my cup. Ah. I don't have a napkin anywhere. I'm gonna edit this part out. Back to the video.
attacks. Another great cook, possibly even stronger than Sanji, is Lucky Roo of the Red-Haired Pirates.
No,
Though just like the
he's
rest
not
of us,
stronger than
his
him.
real power is still a mystery. So until more is revealed about Roo, Sanji will be the cook of the strongest One Piece crew. Now,
That's
although this
valid.
crew just keeps getting stronger and stronger, no matter how strong
I'd
they
make a
get,
better
they
crew,
won't
though.
be able to survive the crazy weather of the Grand Line by themselves. And that's why they need a skilled navigator. Nami would be
It is Nami.
an obvious pick for this position, as she saved the Straw Hats from drowning on many occasions. Also, since teaming up with Zeus, she's become a formidable fighter, capable of holding her own. But even with Zeus's help, it's really hard to imagine Nami being stronger than Lafitte of the Blackbeard Pirates.
Are you insane?
Admittedly, we don't know much about the guy, but he has to be super strong, and also seems to have some kind of Zoan devil fruits that grant him wings. The only other candidate besides
You're not cooking. You say, even though you don't know much about him, he can fly. Bro. Horrible take, Yeagerists.
these two is one of the red-haired pirates' less-known officers, Building Snake. He's been on Shanks' crew for at least 12 years, and considering that he carries swords with him, he must also be a skilled fighter. Still, considering everything at this point in the story, I'm willing to bet that
That doesn't really make much sense. Because Luffy carries swords with him in Wano. Doesn't mean he's a good fighter with a sword. I mean, even I can equip on 4 swords right now. Doesn't make me a good fighter. I'm not a good fighter. I'm a what's it called? Pacifist? Very pacifistful. So
Lafitte is the strongest navigator in the series, so I'll have to choose him as the navigator for our crew. There are still 4 roles on the ship left to fill, and next we need a skilled musician. Someone who can cheer the crew up and prepare them for hard battles ahead. Scratch Minapu is an interesting
Brooke.
musician, and he seemed like the most capable out of all Supernova during Salvity arc. The man even managed to land a hit on Kizaru. However, once we saw more of him, I can safely say that he's the worst Supernova,
Kizaru was
as
not
his
even
devil fruit
trying,
ability
like,
can
what?
be completely countered by plugging your ears. A much better choice for a musician would be Brook, who would surely defeat Apu in a battle, and is also better at playing music since he's been practicing for over 50 years while being stranded in the Florian
Facts.
Triangle. Over the last 2 years, Brook's combat abilities have improved a lot, and he also unlocked his fruit's full potential, allowing him to infuse his sword with his soul to give it freezing properties. Another possible candidate is Black Maria, who's for sure stronger than
Black
Brook and is
Maria?
also pretty skilled at playing music, but I don't think either
What arc is that? I need to know.
of these two is strong enough to be on the crew, and that's why I want to introduce another musician, the Red Hair Pirate Senior Officer, Bonk Punch.
Who?
Now, I wouldn't usually put someone without any fees
Bro's
on
a
this crew,
monkey
but
on his
considering the
shoulders.
competition for this role is really weak, I just don't see a world in which Bonk Punch isn't the strongest musician in the story at this point. Now, before we
What?
choose the vice captain and the captain for this crew, we first need to answer the most important question: who will be the crew's pet? Now, just to clarify, only the real pets count for this role, so Chopper and Beppo are out since they aren't actually pets. For example, Camel, Kuzan's pet penguin, is pretty useful since he can never sink, meaning the crew can use him to evacuate the
I will say the best pet. You have to say Laboon. If you don't say Laboon, you're on fraud watch.
ship is ever destroyed.
Come on now.
Another cool pet is Doc Q's Stronger, who ate a devil fruit which turned him into a Pegasus. However, just by looking at him, I don't think he'd be able to help the crew in any meaningful way. On the other hand, Boa's snake, Salome, seems useful for its ability to track people down, but then again, anyone remotely strong could just squish it. In terms of raw power and durability, Kraken, or Tsurume as Luffy named him, has to be the strongest pet there is. When Kraken first met and attacked the Straw Hats, he was
Wait,
able to
no.
survive attacks from Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy.
If you have Laboon against that Kraken, Laboon is sweeping it. One, Laboon is super effective. Whales eat octopuses and squids. So, dude, this thing loses. Give it to Laboon, and Laboon like is massive. So yeah, I'd say Laboon personally.
And when they later met up on Fishman Island, he knocked out over 100 fishmen on his own. Also, you can't deny how cool the crew would look with Kraken accompanying them. There's only 2 roles on the crew left to fill, and you'll definitely be surprised when you see who'll
Okay,
be
wait, hold up. So vice cap, all the vice captain out there, you gotta say really. If you don't say really, you're a fraud. Captain, I would still say Luffy as a captain, even though there's Roger and there's Mihawk and Shanks. I will still say Luffy as the captain. He has that energy, that drive. He slides for his homies. And he's gonna end up being the strongest in the series. So yeah, definitely Luffy.
captain of this crew. But before that, let's choose the second most important role, the Vice Captain. The Vice Captain is most often the second strongest person on the ship. However, considering how overpowered this crew is already, I'm not sure if that will be possible in this situation. Since we're looking for the strongest of the strong, even
Dude,
someone
King
like
looks
King
so
with his
cool.
flaming Lunarian blood and powerful devil fruit will not cut it. So how about Zoro, the guy who defeated King and will keep growing by the day until he becomes the strongest swordsman? Well, until that happens and he actually surpasses
Good internet works. Sometimes. Great internet is 100%.
Okay, bro.
Mihawk, I don't think he's strong enough for this crew.
Sure.
Now, it's tricky to talk about Red Hair's vice captain, Ben Beckman, because
Oh, Ben
just like the rest
Beckman.
of
Wait,
his
what was
crew,
I calling him? Benny Bucking? My bad.
everything about him's a mystery. The only fight we saw him participate in was against those mountain bandits on Dawn Island, and that's not all that impressive. However, he
His
does
feet
seem to
was-
hold a big deal of respect in the One Piece world, as even Kizaru was pretty cautious when Ben had a gun pointed at his head.
Hockey
But despite
bullets,
this,
maybe?
there's another vice captain who we know much more about and who would be perfect for this crew, the Dark King, Rayleigh. We've seen this guy fight on multiple occasions. For
It's
example,
gotta
in
be
his
Rayleigh.
prime, during his fight against Marco, who's Whitebeard's best fighter, Rayleigh was toying with him, stopping Marco's attack with a single finger. Even as an old man in his 70s, he was still able to fight evenly against Admiral Kizaru and escape unharmed. Even after the time skip, his
Wow,
hockey output
the
was
hockey
so
noise
great
gonna be,
it
like,
made
top 3
Blackbeard
of all
run away.
anime.
No doubt in my mind, Rayleigh deserves this spot more than any other vice
agree.
captain. Okay, the crew now needs just one more member, and this final member is the most important one.
You gotta
the
say Luffy.
captain. This is someone who would need to command this monstrous crew and whom everyone would respect.
Mm-hmm.
Also keep in mind that the captain has to be stronger than everyone else or nobody will take him seriously. Is there even a person like that?
I'll still say Luffy.
Well, the best place to start looking are the 4 emperors, who are all monsters who will play a role in changing the world forever. In this group, we have Luffy,
Why do
who
you
time
remove
and time
Bucky like
again
that?
breaks his
The
limits in order to
disrespect.
save his friends. Blackbeard, who has somehow consumed multiple devil fruits and will crush anyone to become the Pirate King. And Shanks, who's shrouded in mystery and most likely the strongest pirate alive. Now, although these are all good picks,
I'm fine with
before them
Shanks,
there
though.
was a generation of even stronger pirates. One of these pirates is Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world, feared by everyone for his immense power. He clashed daily with other powerful figures and could not be defeated even as he grew
I
old
forgot
and
about
sick. But even
Whitebeard.
stronger than him is Roger, who conquered the seas without any devil fruits and became the Pirate King with his otherworldly strength and hockey. However, not even these two characters are the strongest captains in One
You
Piece,
better not
because that title goes to someone on a completely
Rocks, bro? Are you serious? Dude, he's feetless. You can't say Rocks. He could be a fraud for all we know. What?
different level. The character I'm talking about is Roxy Zebek, a famous pirate who commanded the strongest pirate crew ever. The reason I said that he's even more powerful than Roger is because during the God Valley incident, Roger had to team up with Garp in order to finally bring this guy down, which just goes to show how terrifying Rox was.
I mean, I guess. But you know nothing about him for the most part. I'm not gonna lie, I'm saying either Red Hair Shanks or Luffy. That's wild. That's like saying you want to pick, I don't know, Drake to be, I don't know where we're even going with this, but interesting.
If there's anyone strong enough to command this ridiculous pirate crew we created, it's got to be him. Ranking the strongest pirates is cool, but did you know that the fighters from the world
Okay, that'd be promo. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me guys know what your crew would consist of, because that'd be quite interesting. You guys heard mine for the most part, with my little interruptions and injections into the video. But yeah, I want to read you guys' comments, and I'll see you guys next time. And make sure to like and subscribe as well. Bye bye.